If you really want to be unbreakable, the first thing you need to realize is you're already broken.
Being broken, feeling that you haven't got your shit together, that you are not being congruent with who you want to be, feeling that you could be doing a lot better, feeling that you are just avoiding things and that you are not confronting your fears. Being broken, feeling broken. If you're listening to this, you probably are somebody that reads personal development books, listens to podcasts, or someone that just chases the self-refinement journey in your own way. If you're like this, you, too, probably have experienced setbacks and lows, times in which you might even feel that this self-improvement thing is nonsense, bullshit. At least that is how I personally have felt many times, after comparing real life with many of the ideas that are talked about in books or podcasts. I think that this comparison starts to create a gap between the new beliefs that you have developed and the reality that you feel you are living. A gap that might make you feel that you are not being congruent for real. This gap that we start to notice is what many times brings us down and makes us think, this personal development thing ain't really helping me. It might make you feel you are broken. I think that this feeling can be approached in many ways, and you can take it as either an opportunity to really use the content that is shared by many people on how to get through shitty times, or you can take this as a circumstance in which you feel that you gotta stay in for a long time. It's your choice. That's what self-help and personal development books teach. These things might be quite obvious, logical, and ideas that we could say are common sense. But one thing is to have common sense and another to use common sense. Maybe common sense ain't that common after all. Feeling broken could be an opportunity to choose how do you want to live your life. Feeling broken is an opportunity to say, as Ryan Holiday shares, Amor, Fati. Feeling broken could be an opportunity to redefine what road to take. Maybe you decide that it is time for you to take the road less traveled. Paraphrasing Matthew McConaughey's words, it might be the right thing for you to get out of the autobahn and take the dirt road. Feeling broken, an opportunity to start again. I'd like to share with you a short clip from a podcast that I recorded with best-selling author Brant, Menswar, in which he shares an ancient Japanese story that then he uses as an analogy to dive deeper into this idea of putting your shit together and embracing brokenness. I hope you enjoy it.
There's an ancient Japanese philosophy and way of fixing pottery called Kinsuni. And Kinsuni is the born from this idea of brokenness. Okay. So it goes back to an ancient Japanese shogun who had his favorite tea bowl broken. And so he sent it to be repaired. And when it came back, it had all of these ugly metal staples in it. And they just tried to put it back like it was before it broke. And he's like, this isn't going to cut it. It's disgusting. It's my favorite bowl. So he gives it to some local artisans and he says, do what you can, but it's got to look better than this. And so rather than try to just put it together like it never broke, they went out and got the most valuable resource they could in that moment, which was gold. They melted the gold down and they used the gold to glue it back together. The gold became the stuff that held the broken pieces together. Now, this philosophy and concept is really born out of this idea that it's not only did they fix the bowl is now more valuable than before it broke because it's now laced with gold. So it's got gold all within it. And they honored the history of the bowl by showing those scars, right? And so the book talks about this idea in the sense of most of us have a tendency to spend our lives trying not to be broken. We avoid things that we think are going to break us, right? When the truth is, if you really want to be unbreakable, the first thing you need to realize is you're already broken. We need to focus on the things that hold the brokenness together. And the most valuable resource in your life, just like gold was to that bowl, the most valuable resource in your entire life are these black sheep values. Those are what hold your brokenness together. And so when you realize that, there's nothing that can break you. Nothing.